Estás viendo Canal América, televisión dominicana para el mundo.
Sometimes life can be so damn hard. You don't know where to go. Everything keeps falling apart. Yeah. You try to do your best, but only God knows that you've given everything you've got, but the world takes you down. You just keep moving on. Let your fears.
Welcome to A Time for Truth show. I'm your host, Dr. Bernard Fialkoff. And first of all, I want to wish you all a very happy new year. And may 2022 be the year when we all experience health, happiness, and a lot less stress than we've had in the last few years. So may that come to pass. And tonight, we're very lucky to kick off the new year with a very special show and a very special guest talking about our future. And what is that future but our own youth, our children? Those young adults, those children who will eventually take over the world from us, and when we're older, hopefully take care of us. So let's make sure we take care of them now, and so that we appreciate them, and they in turn will learn to appreciate us in later years. So Buddha, if we can, let's put our special guest up on the screen. There you have her, beautiful Dr. Samarth Joseph. PhD, MBA, MSIB, and chaplain. Dr. Joseph is the founder and CEO of Espoir Youth Programs Incorporated. Espoir meaning hope. Prior to founding Espoir Youth Programs, she taught at various institutions from elementary school level to universities, and developed academic after-school programs for the New York City school system. In 2005, at Choir Academy of Harlem, Dr. Joseph managed students increasing their grades and course accomplishments. She developed academic and recreational class curriculums to assist the minority students who were struggling with math and English, introducing innovative learning tools, and directly hired, managed, and tracked teaching performance. She reduced endemic truancy to zero, unbelievable, to zero after 1 year by developing amongst the CAH students and staff respect, discipline, and accountability. She encouraged parents with a monthly appreciation day, which helped to increase their involvement in their own children's education. Her work resulted in an increase of students applying to college, an increase from 55% to 100%, a very worthwhile accomplishment. Dr. Joseph is an international speaker participating at the Global Third Way Conference, at Becoming One with the Environment of the United Nations, at the third annual Global Forum, Miracles of Development, Good Governance, and Capacity Building, at the Caribbean Philosophical Association Conference, Shifting the Geography of Reason, Migration, and the Diaspora at the University of Miami. In February of 2020, and I was able to then attend that great event with her, Dr. Joseph was awarded for promoting education, multiculturalism, human justice and peace, love and conscience in her community with her students. And this was from the Federation of World Peace and Love, FOPAL, and Dr. Huang, and from COGEP, the International Organization for Justice and Equality and Peace of the United Nations. And this occurred at the United Nations 58th Commission Convention. She received the Clock of Conscience from FOPAL. And Dr. Joseph is a lifetime member of the United Nations Association of the United States, the empire's who's who of executives and professionals. And she serves on various boards, such as the Advanced Care Health Centers and Westbury Carroll Place Chamber of Commerce, of which she is presently the second vice president. As we said at the beginning, she founded Espoir youth programs to promote educational services for youth in the United States and abroad. Espoir means hope, and Dr. Joseph is spreading hope to the entire world. So, Buddha, if you can, let's bring Dr. Joseph on the screen and welcome her to a Time for Truth show.
Good evening.
It's a pleasure to have you. Happy New Year.
Same to you. Happy New Year to you and to all of those who are enjoying our show tonight.
Absolutely. And I have to tell you, as I was reading your CV, and I've read many of them, there's something that I really liked about it, and that I could feel the energy that you've invested. What you did doesn't come easy, especially dealing with young kids, with families that are struggling to survive. So I want to really, right from the outset, commend you, because I know that what you've accomplished is quite an undertaking. So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. I wanted to ask you, what actually got you stimulated to become and start a career in education?
Well, since I was a little girl, education was always something that inspired me. I was blessed to be raised by a grandfather who encouraged education in his household. And and after that I focused, well, he helped me to focus on my own education. And after I got my master's degree, I got the job with the city, and I was really exposed to helping the young people to achieve the educational goals. And what really got to me to really focus on this path was when I was getting my PhD. The year I was getting my PhD, and one of the students that I helped to get scholarship to go on to college, he was also graduated at the same school, and he was getting his bachelor's degree. So that same day he saw me, he was like, "Oh, Miss Joseph, how are you?" And I was like, who are you? I don't remember you, really. And then he said, "Well, do you remember me, the little boy that you helped and you told me that I can be whatever that I wanted to be in life?" And I was like, "Yes, you." And then, so that's how all started. I was like, wow, I have to finish this. I can't just start it and not finish it. So after I finished getting my degree, and I decided to really move on to start a non-for-profit organization when I'll be able to really help kids, not only in the US, but abroad. And that was a great decision because my heart is with these young people. And as you said, when you just started the show, if we don't take care of them, then we're gonna have an issue here. As we're getting older, then it's gonna be something. So we want to make sure that our young people are well educated, and when I mean well educated, we want to make sure they have the home education and the institutional education, because for someone to be an educated person, you must have both. And usually you meet people who only have only one, just the institution and then not the home. So we need to have both. And that's why at Espoir, I have a program that calls Parent Appreciation, where we really, bring the parents in, talk to them, provide us counseling for them, and also making sure that the home is all right. The schools have a lot on their plates, and sometimes they don't really have the time to really invest in that endeavor. But as a non-for-profit organization, I think that it is, one of our responsibility to really address the parents and making sure that they are doing all right, so they can also support the institutions as far as helping their children to get their education. Because most of our homes are in trouble nowadays. Some kids are, being raised by one parent, and it's very difficult. So that's why the parent appreciation is there to welcome the parents, let them know that they are important. We care about them and support them, whatever things that they may going through. We are here for them by providing individual counseling at Espoir and also group counseling, and to make sure that they are doing all right. Specifically, as we are going through this coronavirus, we have a lot of people who need counseling, who need to talk to somebody, and Espoir is there for them.
Well, you know what? I commend you so highly. And what you brought out is very interesting because it's a concept that my wife and I have always believed in. And so we totally with you on that because how can a child or a young adult without an example in their home, how can they learn? Because if they don't have that example in their home, and they have that stress and that instability, they carry that into the school where they don't feel comfortable with themselves. I know that, and I think we've all had times where our parents fought with each other. I don't think there's any perfect world. And I remember if my parents had fought, that as a little kid, I was stressed and I wasn't the way normally. Thank God, they were good people, and that happened only very sporadically. But your point is very well taken, and I think it's something for our viewers and for those educators watching you talk today to think about more, because we look for solutions sometimes, and the obvious ones that you implemented sometimes are overlooked, and we're trying to do all of these things, and sometimes I even think we're giving medications when what that child needs is someone like you to actually get the families involved and calm the environment down. I mean, I really thank you for doing that.
You're welcome.
It's quite something. I was going to ask you what principles, because I see you have a lot of really good principles of education. So I want you to share them with the viewers. You have parents watching the show today. What would you tell them? What would you want them to know and apply in their homes with their kids?
Well, one thing, I think there are a few principles that are extremely important. And the first one is discipline. Nowadays in our homes, it seems like most of our parents, we can say they just resign from being parents. But I hope not. I hope that we do have parents who still care. Yes, I want my children to be my friends, but at the same time, I want to be a parent to them. Parenting means making sure that they following things that they need to follow the rules of the home, follow, things like that, and also being uh, disciplined, because it's really, if you bring discipline in a classroom setting, there is no way a teacher can teach a classroom that is in chaos. So of course you want discipline. And the second thing is consistency. um your parent is the first teacher that really teaching you how to be consistent in doing starting a task and finish it off. If you have parents who just start things, don't finish it, they're all over the place, but it seems like the kid's gonna follow whatever the parents are doing. So that's what I say, the home is very important. We have to look at the home aspect as well if we really want to make sure that those kids are successful. So being consistent, consistent, make sure you do your homework after school, you eat, blah blah blah, you do your homework, and then you can watch a little TV. Yes, you can play. Yes, however, homework is important. You must complete your homework. So we need to have that in the home as well. Discipline, consistency, and also a time to have fun. Because we don't want to bombarding the kids with all of these rules and regulations and not giving them a little space to really enjoy themselves. Yes, I want to do my homework, I want to follow the rules and stuff, but at the same time I want to have time to enjoy myself as well, or developing my skills, my singing skills, my talent skills, or musical skills, or dancing, or whatever interest that they are interested in. And that's why at Espoir we do provide all of those things. We have swimming, where we teach our kids how to swim. We have parents who cannot afford to pay swimming lessons for their children. But here at Espoir, all of our kids, it's a part of our curriculum that they learn how to swim. And also, we have music. All of our children are exposed to music, how to play the piano. We also have voice lessons. If you want to sing, you want to be a singer, then you can practice that. Okay. We also have STEM. We have a wonderful STEM program here at Espoir. Our STEM actually started after we took a trip to NASA. NASA was one of our supporters. After our trip from NASA, we're like, wow, we have to start STEM program here at Espoir. And again, they supported us, and here we are. For I can say 7 years now, we have STEM at Espoir, and our STEM program has been a successful one all over Long Island. And
Well,
yes,
I wanted to ask you, for those viewers who may not be familiar with that term, please define what STEM means.
science, STEM, science, technology, and math,
Okay,
engineering and math, science, technology, engineering, math. That's STEM.
beautiful. Okay, so continue now. Go ahead. So you have that program in your school.
Yes, yes, we do. And our kids learn how to create robots from scratch. Our kids knows how to put a computer together and how to disassemble a computer. They are very technically skilled here at Espoir. I am very, very happy of the STEM program that we have here, because our little ones, we have kids 6 years old, 7 years old, that can just manage a computer, just does whatever in the computer, due to our STEM, excellent STEM program that we provide for them here at Espoir.
Well, you know what? Hopefully, you can accept a very old kid who doesn't know how to fix his computer, because I could definitely use that class for myself. So I hope you don't have any age limit on a very, you know, young kid who's like has never learned. But that sounds like a great course, because you know what? There are times when I've had some technical difficulties. Sometimes it's on the TV show, and it would have been great to be actually have the training that you're giving your students at Espoir.
Hmm. Yes, that's
Amazing,
wonderful.
amazing. So,
Well, we have a
so
spot
like
for you.
so. Well, I am ready. Send me the application. I'm going to start filling it out. I was going to
Yes,
ask you,
yes.
how did you pick the word espoir, which means hope? How did you come about to use that?
Wow, that is a great question. Everywhere I go, people always ask me. It's a powerful word, and they always ask me, "How did I come up with that?" Uh, wow, I actually, the word espoir. I had a dream in 2012, and in that dream, and I saw a tree that was shaking. And then I approached. I came closer to the tree, and I said, "What is making that tree shaking that way?" And as I come closer to the tree, and I saw these two big hands like pushing the tree from the ground and pushing it upward. And then and I look up, and on top of the tree, and I saw the word hope. And I decided from there, and I said, this organization will be called Espoir, which meaning hope. And again, we have been, based on the name has been doing its own work by spreading the hope all over Long Island. We do have a pantry where we serve approximately 650 people in our community every Friday from 6 to noon. The pantry has
Wow.
been there for 7 years. We have been doing that, and we spread in the high schools. We also in the elementary schools, where we provide different kinds of educational services to our young people. Mhm.
Interesting. Let me ask you a question, because I have a friend of mine that has a technology that you could actually maybe implement at the school if you do. Do you do any work with like a small garden or growing maybe some vegetables or things within this program, or is that something you do, or not really?
Yes, we had a gardening program before, and the instructor that we had ended up move away out of state. The person moved out of state, so after that, I couldn't. really find someone who was so interested in doing something like that with our kids and the community. So that's why the program ended. But if you can bring somebody on board, then I will definitely open the door for this person or this organization to come in and help our kids to make them interested and learn how to grow different kind of type of vegetables or flowers or whatnot. All of that will be helpful.
Absolutely. I'll tell you why. Because a friend of mine has this innovative agricultural technology where the students in your course and in your school at Espoir could actually apply this method with frequency. And the frequency helps the plants to grow. And what's interesting is because you're helping the people in your community to eat, and this frequency method of my friend, his name is Frank Arlia, actually helps to get higher yield. So the
Oh wow.
students could not only learn this agricultural new technique, but the community could raise more food at a higher rate because of it at no extra cost, really. And he would probably love to have that happen just to help the
Mhm.
community. And, who knows? Maybe someone out there watching who knows about Espoir has a little bit of land in Westbury or around the area. And the students could actually learn. It's a very simple technology, and they could put the pipe, if they can put a computer together, they could put these pipes
They
together
can.
very
Oh
easy.
yes, yes they can.
Absolutely. So you know what? There you go. I would love to do that because I love when you were feeding these people. It's something that a friend of mine, Robert Hunter, who's a globetrotter, he goes around with dealing with the homelessness, with
Mhm.
feeding people who need, who are hungry. Your school sounds like a really an amazing place.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh, yeah. And you're located, you said, in Westbury.
Yes, we are in Westbury, 570 Main Street, Westbury, New York.
Wow. And if someone wanted to have their child attend your school, would they go on a special link or how would they go about that?
Yes, of course, they can go on our website, but they can get to us via email to let us know that they are interested, and we will um, ask them to come in because they have to go through a process of registration, interview, and registration, and then we will take it from there. But we do have a
Good.
website.
Well,
They can call us or
uh-huh.
email. Mhm.
Good. Okay. Well, you know what? With that name, I'm sure that there's things that you have in mind. So my next question for you as we get near the end of the show is what kind of a hope is it that you would like to see come out of your work?
Wow. Um, the hope is that all of the kids who graduated from our program will go on to college, definitely, and get into their careers. And we would like to see them come back and also pass the torch to the next generation. That is the hope. When you get a gift, it's good to have it, but it's good to share it. We would like our young ones to come back and spread the hope, continue to help the next generation to achieve success.
That's a very good concept. And it's funny you bring it out because I find that when I actually, instead of receiving, which is nice, when I give to someone, and recently my wife and I, when we were on vacation, there was a man who was, needed money, and we stopped, and we went back, and we gave him some money, but we spoke to him. We said, tomorrow you won't have any more money, so what are you going to do? And we spoke to him, and we tried to get him to look at like getting a different job or doing something a little different in his life. And we both left there and we had espoir.
Yes, yes. It is a great feeling to give hope. It is a great feel. What I actually get from doing this type of work is the joy when I see a young person smiling and say, wow, I got it now. I can make it now. I have that confidence that I can move forward, go to college and start a career and get myself together. That's what makes me happy. And when I walk in the pantry side and I see people getting food and they be able to take care of their children, feed them, and all of those things give me joy. That's the type that's what I get from this type of work. Making sure that people are happy and they are following their dreams. Yeah.
Absolutely. As we're reaching the end of the show, I wanted to ask you, what would you like to leave our viewers with? What kind of concluding remarks do you think that you would like them to realize that they can implement starting 2022?
Well, in 2022, I would like the viewers to be the change that they want to see in their own communities. Most of the time we think, well, I have little, I don't have much to give, I don't have much to offer. Actually, you do have enough to give and enough to offer. um, Whatever that you have been blessed with it, and it's good to share it, even if it is being a volunteer at a non-for-profit organization to support their missions, even if it's to be a sponsor of sponsoring a young person who wants to pursue a career or whatnot that you are interested in. Be someone, an advisor to advise a young person. I believe all of those things will be appreciated from a young person, because nowadays we have kids who just suffering from lack of support, and not only financial support, but moral and mental and all of these other supports that they are lack of. Sometimes you just need to hear someone to tell you that you are smart enough to make it. So that's the type of children that we have nowadays, that they need this type of support. And whatever you can do to make a positive change on somebody else's lives, just do it. That's what I would encourage everybody who's watching this show to do.
Absolutely. I would agree with you. And I've always been taken back when someone stopped and helped me. I had someone like that in my dental school who, I had so much respect for, and he made me feel good. So let's take a lesson from our Tonight Show and from Espoir and what, the doctor is telling us all here. Let's give back to the community.
Mhm.
Let's see and be and set a good example. Let's be the example for the world. Let's see
Mhm.
our world change because we give back to the world. I want to thank you for having been on the show. It's a beautiful show. I actually feel the hope coming out of you right now.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It was more than a pleasure to be
It's,
here tonight.
it's a pleasure. And I think just from your example, the viewers have the message. And I'm not going to speak any further except happy 2022, everyone. Have a great night.
Thank you. Bye bye, everyone.
You're quite welcome.
Sometimes life can be so damn hard. You don't know where to go. Everything keeps falling apart. Yeah. You try to do your best, but only God knows that you've given everything you've got. But the world takes you down. You just keep moving on. Let your feet